it's Marissa and today we are back with another story time video. These are my favorite videos to film, one of them. And I love that you guys love them and I love to get to share with you guys how messed up my life is. Anyways, if this is your first video from me, make sure you guys are subscribed. The subscribe button's right down below. It's free. Click the bell next to it. I upload every Thursday. Don't miss it. Also, make sure you guys are following me on my social media links. I will have my TikTok right here and then my Instagram right here. I'm on those two the most, so make sure you guys are following me there. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm just gonna get into it. This is gonna be the story time of like the worst Airbnb experience that somebody could have, okay? This was also my very first Airbnb experience, and I just want to put a warning out there for everyone, you know, like exactly what not to do and what not to experience. It's funny now, in the moment, like this felt like literally being trapped in a hell. I hope you guys enjoy. Also, I have my Shirley Temple. Someone help me. I'm obsessed with Shirley Temple. I literally bought stuff to make Shirley Temples at my house and I can't stop drinking them. They're not good for you. Let me give you guys the setting, okay? This happened, I think I was 19 or had just turned 20. At this point in my life, I was just traveling a whole lot and with no money, basically. I would literally work 3 jobs. I would save up like $1,000 and then I would blow it on a trip and then I would do it again. And I was just living my best life as a little 19-year-old. And I remember, so it was a Ipsy, Gen Beauty, Ipsy, those events that they, I don't even think they have them anymore. Maybe they do. Anyway, I used to get invited to Gen Beauty thrown by Ipsy. If you know what it is, they, back in like the older-ish times of YouTube, they were like it. Like people would go and all the YouTubers would travel and go to Gen Beauty or like IMAT and whatever. There's like BeautyCon too. Like everybody would go to these things and they were so awesome. And Gen Beauty was the one that I was always invited to because it was thrown by Ipsy. So I would get the tickets to go. And like I said, at this point in my life, I was just being super crazy and I was like, let's just spend all my money. Like I didn't care to have money, I guess, because I was younger and I lived at home still. I had a friend and she was always down. I remember we went to IMAT. I'm sure you've seen the vlogs of her in it. Literally my best friend, still to this day. Anyway, we're like, oh my gosh, there's one in Toronto and we live in, I don't live in Ohio anymore. If you guys follow me, you know I live in Vegas. But at the time, I still lived in Ohio at home. So I was like, let's go to Toronto, like hell yeah. And she was always a down bitch because she would drive. Because if you know me or if you know anything about me, you know, 1, I can't drive. I suck at it. And 2, I'm terrified to drive. Like obviously I have a car and I drive, but I won't drive like far distances like that or like through big cities like that if I don't absolutely have to. So the fact that she was always like, yeah, I'll drive, let's go. Like I was like, let's go, girl. So anyway, we're planning to go to Gen Beauty in Toronto and we lived in Ohio, so it wasn't that far. I think it was like a 6, maybe 7-hour drive. First of all, I want to take you guys through the entire experience. I actually have a vlog and I'm sure I've told a shorter part of this story in that vlog, so I will link the vlog from forever ago in the description if for some reason you guys want to watch it. It's one of my favorite vlogs actually, but I will link it down below. I'm sure we said something about it in there. This is just going to be the in-depth story time of exactly what had happened. We're driving there and this was my very first time. I remember planning this trip maybe like a month to a month and a half before we went, and we were both like, oh my gosh, we don't have passports. Like we need to get passports because we're gonna have to drive through the border. And this was my very first time and her first time going through the border, so that was one thing we were already terrified about. So whatever, so we get our passports, we get the passports expedited, everything's good, we're going through the border. That was so scary and so funny. Like still to this day I'm like, oh my gosh, because we used to smoke hookah a lot at that time. I don't smoke hookah anymore, but at that point in my life we did. So we had like a little hookah to go thing, like we were smoking it on the way there, like in the car. I don't even know if that's legal or safe, but you know, we were having a good time on the road trip. But I just remember us passing the border and the guy was like, do you guys have any tobacco or anything in the car? And we're like, she goes, yeah, we have like enough for like 1 bowl of blueberry mint. Like this guy even knows what that meant. Anyway, whatever, we passed the border and then we were driving. Like I'm telling you guys all the details so you get the actual like shit show the whole entire trip was basically. Anyway, we get past the border. That was scary. He's asking us questions. He's like, where are you from? And I completely blank. I'm like, yeah, where am I from? But like, we weren't doing anything. I don't know why we were so scared. It was just like we didn't know what to expect, I guess. Whatever. We passed the border. We're going. Next thing I remember that was absolutely insane is the GPS is starting to like not even fuck up, but the GPS is going in miles, and the signs, like there are signs of like exit whatever in 2 miles, that would be like our version of the sign. In Canada it says like kilometers, but then my GPS is still telling me miles, and I don't freaking know like the math on that, so I'm all trying to be the navigator and I'm getting us lost. And then we're looking at the signs for the speed, and like it's saying like 120, and I was like, that cannot be correct, 120 miles per hour. And then we're like, oh my god, it's in kilometers. Like, I don't know what that is. Luckily, her car had like, look in your car, besties. Go look in your car. And some cars have it, some cars don't. So thank God her car had it. But like some of them will have the little and like real tiny. It'll have like the regular miles, and then underneath it'll say like kilometers. Thank God hers did. So whatever. Anyway, that was an absolute shit show. We're literally driving around Toronto lost because we keep missing the exits because the GPS is like still in mile. It was so confusing and then hectic. Whatever. We finally get to the Airbnb, and this was our first Airbnb ever that either of us had done, but we were like, let's do an Airbnb. It's gonna be cheaper. We're gonna be at the event all day anyway, so by the time we get back, like, we don't need like a super nice Airbnb. We'll just get something like more cheap and whatever. We're like, yeah, let's do that. So we get the Airbnb, super cheap. I remember it was like $80 a night, and we're like, cool. Never have we done Airbnb. So I remember messaging with the girl, and we were like, oh yeah, she's like, pick up the keys at this time, and I'm messaging her, you know, like, we're gonna be an hour late because we got lost, all this stuff, like, we're here, whatever. We go to park, and we like pull in, and we're parking, and we're like, she comes out finally, and mind you, she is in a little tube top thing that looks like a scarf, no bra under for sure. I knew that. And like a skirt that was like a blanket like wrapped around her. So like, I don't care, bestie, live your life, you know what I'm saying? I would never shame you, but like, Miss Girl is half naked. And we were like, okay, cool, whatever. So we're parking, and we're like, she comes out, and we're like, oh, can we park here? And she's like, yeah, people do all the time, but like, you're supposed to pay for it. And we were like, oh, should we pay for it? And she's like, nah, they don't really tell people that often. And we're like, do you think we should pay for it then? Like, we can't get towed, you know, like, we're not even from here, like, we cannot get our car towed. And she's like, I mean, if you really want to, but like, you don't have to. And we're like, okay, we're gonna pay for it, because like, if there's even the slightest bit chance that they're gonna tow our car, like, let's just do it. So she's kind of like, I don't even want to say judging us, but she was all kind of like, why are they paying for it? But I was like, girl, what? So we pay for the parking, then we're walking up with her, and we get in the building. I want to put in perspective, this is in like the middle of July, and it's like pretty decently cold there for it being July. So I don't know, somebody please from Canada or like Toronto area, let me know if this is just a normal thing or that just happened to be like her building. We go inside, and I realize it's hot. I remember the weather was like high 70s, like probably 75 to 78-ish, which is pretty cold for like middle of July in Ohio, or especially in Vegas. But like in Ohio, that's still pretty cold for like even Ohio weather. It's still not cold, like, it's still hot, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we go inside the building, and we're in the elevator, and I automatically realize like, there is no AC in here. So somebody please tell me, like, is that a normal thing? Like, is it normal for most buildings to not have AC in Toronto because it doesn't get very hot? Like, because I'm thinking that's probably the hottest it gets, right? If it's that weather in July. I'm so curious now. Because I know there's older houses and stuff in Ohio that don't have AC. Because you don't use it that often, you know what I mean? But still, it's kind of like, it be getting hot in the summer. We're in the building. I automatically, it's the first thing I realized is like, there's no freaking AC in here. I was like, I am sweating. And then I'm like, maybe it's just because it's the lobby and the elevator, and maybe like her apartment will have it. We soon realized, she goes, oh yeah, like, I'll show you your room. We soon realized, like, this is not our own personal Airbnb. We're staying in a room in someone's house, like in somebody's apartment, and we just rented only the room. And at this point, I'm starting to be like, oh shit, but this maybe was a bad idea. So anyway, so she's showing us, she's like, this will be your guys' room, and then right across, like, here's the bathroom, and we share it, whatever. As we're walking in, completely dark, right? and she's kind of showing us the room. We have to walk like through her like kitchen and living room area, and she's showing us the room. There's a man sleeping on her couch. That's fine. It's your house, girlfriend. I don't know. Just keep in mind this because it will be relevant later in the story. Yeah, so keep that in mind for like 2 seconds, okay? There's a man on her couch passed out, and we're like, okay. Anyway, she's like, yeah, this will be your room. This is a bathroom, whatever. We close the door to our like private room. And me and my friend are looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where's the fucking AC? We're dying of heat. What's going on? We're like looking at each other like, oh my god, this cannot be real. Like, we're literally in somebody's house. Like, this is so odd. Anyway, then we're like, okay, it's fine. We're gonna leave because we have to go. We had the like creator party thing that they throw on Fridays of these events. So like the Friday night that you get there would be like the creator party that you have to have like an invite to go to, and then that next day is like the actual event on like the Saturday, and I think it's Sunday too. So we're like, okay, like it's fine, let's just get ready, and we're leaving anyway, it's not a big deal. So we're trying to get ready and we are sweating, like it is hot in there. This is just, I wish I could literally show somebody our faces because we still laugh about it because it's like, there's no way. So we're dying of heat. We're looking in the little closet in that room because we're like, oh my god, maybe there's, because this is a tiny little room, and we're like, oh my god, maybe there's a like fan or something. Like, it is hot, we can't get the windows open, or maybe we had the window, it was not helping, I don't know, it was hot. Like, imagine, you know, you're like trying to get ready and you're sweating, but you're trying to do your makeup and you're trying to do your hair, but like you're sweating, so it's not, nothing's working, and we're starting to get so stressed because we were like, this is horrible. And we finally find this big fan, like, you know, the big ones that like they kind of like rotate like that. I'll put a picture. We find it, and both of our faces are like, oh, thank gosh, like this is what we've been needing, like we're gonna be fine, we have the fan. We literally at the same time, I swear we're like both doing it at the same time, I don't even know, but we're grabbing the cord to plug it in, and we're going like this and like grabbing up the cord, and then we take it and it's literally cut off, like the part that would go into the wall is cut off. And we were like, you have to be shitting me, like why would you even cut that off? Like, who would cut that off? Like, why would you have it and then cut it off? It makes no sense. So at this point we are both like freaking out internally, but we're not really saying like we're freaking out. We're whispering to each other because we feel weird because like we're in somebody else's house. Anyway, then we hear this man come in. We don't know. Is it the man on the couch? It sounds like it's some other man from like outside, and maybe she had left. But he is running through the house yelling her name. I forget her name. Yelling the lady's name, like looking for her. And we're both like looking at each other like, oh my god, like what is going on? Then finally he like doesn't even knock and opens our door and is still like yelling her name, and we're like, oh my god, sorry. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, like have you seen whatever her name is? I forget her name. Call her Sarah, I guess. I forget her name. It started with an S. But anyway, he goes, have you seen Sarah? And we're like, no. And he's like, oh, okay, sorry. And then kind of like leaves, and we're like, what is going on? And then my friend is real smart and put it all together. I really did not. I think she was cheating on her man with the man on the couch, and then they left, and then that was her real man that came looking for her, because why would he have the like keys to the house type vibe, you know? So we're all like, oh my god. Anyway, we're at the creator party, and me and my friend started talking, and we're like, we have to leave. We're like, there's no way we can stay here. Like, we must leave. This is not happening. We're not staying here. We will stay for tonight because like we don't have anywhere to go, and we will go to the event because we had booked it for 3 days. I remember I paid it all up front, booked everything for 3 days. We were like, we'll stay tonight, and then we'll get ready and we'll go to the event tomorrow, and then we'll dip. Screw it, you know? And we were like, okay, cool, screw it, that's the plan, let's go. So anyway, we get back, we spend the night there. Horrible, we're sweating, we're dying, it's weird. We wake up to them. It's literally her and some guy. I don't know if it was the original guy on the couch or if it was the other guy. I don't know. We wake up to them literally like blaring. I remember this so vividly. What's the name of that song? It's the one by Bryson Tiller and Rihanna. It's That Summer, okay? Like that summer that song came out. They're blaring that, making like breakfast, and then like smoking a hookah, which at that point I was kind of like, maybe they're cool because like we smoked hookah, but they were not really cool. And why would you, if you're hosting a guest at an Airbnb, why would you wake them up to like loud music? Like, what are you doing? Like, just no respect for like privacy or anything. And we were like, okay, whatever. We got all ready. We literally are taking our bags down, like trying to not let them see. No, we didn't. We left our bags there because we knew that they were there. And we were like, we need to make a plan because we don't want to make it awkward. And like now, it's so hard to think of things like that because like when I'm 19, like I'm like, oh my god, I can't, confrontation, I cannot. Now that I'm older, I would have been like, yeah girl, like we're leaving, goodbye, like this is not it. I wouldn't have cared if she saw us leave, you know what I mean? Because like I already paid for her, what is she gonna do to me? But at the time, not true. We were like, we must escape out of here, like there's no way, she can't see us, we can't get caught up, like we'll make up a lie and we'll leave everything there type of vibe. Okay, anyway, we leave to go to the event. We're at the event all day. We get back, I remember it's like we were trying to like get back at a time that she wasn't gonna be there, and I think she said she had work or something, I don't know. But anyway, it's like 5, 6 o'clock ish, and we were like, okay, let's go. So we're dragging the bag, she's not home, thank god. We're like, this is our chance, like this is our time to shine, like we got this, girl. So we're packing our bags so quick, where I felt like I was escaping, like I was kidnapped and I was escaping out of there. I was like, oh my god, like the pressure was on that we were gonna run into her as we're like leaving type thing, you know? So we're like, okay, we're packing all of our bags super quick. We leave her house key there and we dip, and we're like, we're out of here, goodbye, good night, goodbye, we're out of here. I then remember we literally drove, I remember we got back into like Ohio at like probably 3 or 4 in the morning. I swear it was like so late, and she texted us on the little Airbnb thing on our way back and was like, what happened, like where did you guys go, like I saw the room key, blah blah blah, whatever. And I just came up with this big lie of like something about something happening and having a family emergency and having to leave, and then she got kind of rude, and I was like, okay, I forget what exactly she said, but it was something like, you're not getting your money back type of thing, and I was like, girl, I didn't ask for a bag, like what are you talking about? You should say sorry because I have a family emergency, which is not true, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was it. That was the whole story. It's really like not as crazy as some of my other stories, but it felt crazy in the moment. Like it really felt crazy because why would we not read the Airbnb description of like that is just a room? So anyway, anybody that's never done Airbnb, read before you do it now. Read that you are getting the whole place to yourself instead of the tiny room in someone's apartment, because that was not a good experience. Not a good vibe. Also, make sure you have AC because no way, Jose. Anyway, that was how we had to escape from the Airbnb because it was horrible and scary. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the story time, or if you guys want more story times, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see in my next video, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace out.